Morning, everyone. It's Thursday. Weather's turned a little bit, a little rainy. I got out and I got to go on the bike again this morning. I got to get out every morning, rainy or cold or whatever, just to go and putter around a little bit. But there's a person that's been responding on my videos, Duke Craig. I know his name is Duke, but that's what it says. He doesn't have a channel, but a big shout out to him. We talked for 3 hours on the phone yesterday. He's out on the East Coast. A wealth of knowledge. He had a shop, and so he did give me a lot of great pointers, wrote things down, go, no-go gauge, starting to read more about that, how to adjust everything. It's as he said, it's not, and hopefully I get it correct, it's not just having your spaces equal when this is in its neutral position. You can't have too much space or too little space, which makes sense. And we talked about fourth gear movement, and mine has very, very little. Of course, also the movement here, which I adjusted with the 100 thousandths washer. A few parts should be here today. A nut, a couple of nuts for that. One person also suggested they have wrapped theirs with Teflon tape. I've used that on O-rings, sometimes in hydraulic applications where you're hoping for the best. You're out, don't have another O-ring, you wrap it, and it works. So I hope I don't have to do that. Those threads look, like somebody said, they look pretty good. Probably it's, now they got my head in the way. Oh, there it is. That they thought the threads, trying to steady the camera, they thought the threads look good, and they do. They come to a point where the nuts, it's always just, that's an original nut, and it's stripped, it's like the threads are, not the best. Well, matter of fact, it just went turn. And another thing that I'm going to try, and Duke suggested, and I've got to soften this material in here because it's hard to drill. So I will do it like the Evo style, where you put in one of these I found 2 Allens I had. So this will go onto there like this, so you instead of having this between the nut and your sprocket and taking up a thread and a half or something. So, because these really are kind of pipe threadish. They are kind of a cone. They start small, and just visually you can see, I swear that looks like they actually, it's almost like starting like, pipe thread. So eliminating this and putting this on should get this back where the threads are. Because normally it'll stop like right here with maybe a half a thread showing. So this might, I'm just trying different things, and it's slowly. Like I say, I'm lucky I've got, my other bike to ride. This one here, I like riding it, but not when it's wet because it's a stroker motor, and before you know it, I'd be going a sliding. I'll probably end up selling this in the spring. I like this bike. It's fun. Got a couple different seats. None of them are perfect. This one looked like mice have been at it. But, yeah, I like this bike. But I like this bike better. It's 10 years older. This is a 70, that's an 80. The only thing I've always found and maybe somebody has an idea. Let me get the old flashlight. I've had to put instead of this bolt going right to here, I've always had to put a bracket in there. I don't know if anybody can see. There you go. I've always had to make a bracket, both sides. Now, first off, you know, I've tried turning this around and putting it so it does instead of going down, goes up. But then that's not right. That's behind the muffler. So, I mean, and everything works out here. As a matter of fact, I've even kind of given this a little bit of I've taken some of the metal out just so it clears it. It was always so tight. And somebody had a 2-inch on here at one time when I first bought it. And I don't even know how they mounted it. I think I tried mounting it at the bottom, you know. So that was kind of weird because it should be mounted there. But I've given it extra clearance. And it's still pretty solid and strong, you know. But, you know, I'm sure Harley never had to have that bracket in there. So I don't know. I've switched them side to side, I believe, yeah. I mean, but the other side too, there's like a little bracket. So I don't know if anybody has an idea and maybe would look at theirs and be, is that, I don't remember. The last time I had one like that was, I had a 73 dresser, yeah. And that was probably 1986, 87. And I had a 75 too, but I don't remember if that had dual exhaust. But like I say, I'm still tinkering away at this transmission. I'm going to make the little gauge. Got to hunt for a longer nail. And then you flatten one end out to about 70 thousandths with a hammer, and the other should be about 110. So it's you know, so you don't have too little or too much space in between there. You know, I got this of course would move over. Okay, that's about it, I guess. Did get some oil in. Make sure it's the GL4. So I guess these older ones, that GL5 or whatever, yeah, GL4. Differential 5, 4, so it doesn't, the 4 doesn't, the 5 is different, that it might harm some kind of brass bushings in there, and it might be these bushings in there. Oh, he also said to clean it off real good. Duke did, and put some silicone on that, because in prior years they actually had a cover with 3 screws, and then they got cheap and just put an O-ring in there. So that's where I'm at there. Neighbor got some really nice tires, but he's got 1-inch, and those were 3/4 Timkins. So we're going to have to find just some plain bearings going from, I think, 45 millimeter to the 1-inch axle. So there's the other one over there. So now I got to pull the race out of there, and with that lip there, it's, well, you can stick your finger behind it, you know, with a race. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pull that race out of there, because I don't think I can put anything through the hole that's going to catch that. Might find or have to make something up that so that I can get behind it and just pull it out gently. You know, of course, worst case, I'd always try and cut it so it, you know, make a slice in it so it gets small and pull it out. But don't want to harm the rim or anything. So, well, that's where I'm at now. I had the heater on a little bit from time to time. It gets up to about 65-ish or so. So, well, let's see. It's about all I can do for today. It's in the morning. I'm going to take off, and then I'll be back and tinker around as the parts come in. So I'll catch you guys later, and appreciate all the comments. Everything helps. I learn so much every day. That's for sure. Well, catch you all later from around the world to right here in Indiana. Peace.